much wilderness in the US. It's like amazing. This is just solid wilderness from horizon to horizon in every direction. I mean, you follow like conservation news and nature shows, they make it seem like all the wilderness is almost gone, which it's good to like preserve the wilderness and be mindful, but sometimes you get the impression that everything's like ruined. But this is just like pristine wilderness as far as I can see in every direction in New Hampshire. I mean, I'm sure there's little towns, little clear cuts, but this is really wild and beautiful up here. Mount Moriah. That's where I am right now. I'm really liking New Hampshire. It's a little, it's like a little gentler woods than Maine, I feel like. That is severe. So here I am in the Rattle River shelter, just drinking some coffee. I stayed last night in the town of Gorham, and I split a hotel room with my buddy Ratatouille, and we had some burgers and beer with some other Sobo thru hikers, 2 young women. One was named Silly Putty, the other one was named Foggy Froggy, and they'd been thru hiking just ahead of us, and they make little cartoons in the logbook, so it was fun to follow them. So now they're starting today, and I'm starting today. But I actually didn't have a ride back into town. Last night when we got to town, there was a trail angel giving away hot dogs and hamburgers, and there was another trail angel giving free rides to town. So that worked out pretty good because it was like a 5-mile hitch to town. So, but then this morning I got up ready to leave, and I had no way to get back to the trail. So I went to the barn hostel. This old guy, Paul, was the same old guy running the hostel 10 years ago when I thru hiked. And he's this really great old guy. He's got this big Cadillac, and he gave me a ride to the trailhead because I showed up right on time when he was taking the rest of the hikers up there. And I would have stayed at that hostel, but I kind of wanted to take a hot shower, so I split the hotel room with my buddy because they had like 14 hikers there at the hostel with only one bathroom, so it wouldn't have been a nice relaxing shower. It would have been like get in, get out, you know. So I think they were full anyway. But so I had a nice day in town. It wasn't really a zero because I did a 7-mile hike into town. But today I'm going to do an 8-mile hike, but it's all straight up to the top of a mountain. And then I'm going to go over the other side of the mountain, and then I'm going to stay at a shelter. And then the next day I'm going to go to a hut, which will be really interesting. So I'll have to get some footage of that. So today should be a nice, easy day. It's like about 60 degrees. It's like perfect weather. I'm really looking forward to the White Mountains. So far I'm enjoying New Hampshire. I like this little bog bridge. It's a little cooler today. And I think the elevation is going to be higher in New Hampshire than it was in Maine most of the time. So it's more of like a montane forest or alpine forest. It's really cool. Appalachian Trail. They have these wooden signs in New Hampshire. They're kind of neat. Some of them are completely green, which is weird. A lot of these buggers. Maybe it's a French fry. I don't know what this is. It's like a massive... Minnow's chasing a stick? Seems weird. I don't know what's going on over there. staring down at the hut I'm going to. It's down in this valley. It's pretty rugged. The Presidential Range. My first view of Mount Washington. There she is. In all her glory. I guess there's antennas on the top, so you can tell. It's like a bald mountain. Pretty cool. That's where I'm headed. Good morning. So last night it got really cold. It got down to like 30 degrees, and but it wasn't too bad. I put my long johns on and my fleece and my rain jacket on and my knit cap, and then I tucked myself under my quilt. I was actually pretty warm all night. I was in a shelter with like 6 other people. A lot of them were really cool people. A lot of them were Nobos. One guy, Metro on the Move, I was following on YouTube before I started my hike, and so he's following me now on YouTube. He's a really good guy. And then met some warrior people that are combat veterans that are getting sponsored by this organization to hike the trail. They were really cool. And then I also met up again with Silly Putty and Foggy Froggy. They're going Sobo. They're going to do more miles than me. But I'm going to the Carter Hut today. So it's just a 7.3 mile hike. And then I'm going to stay in this hut. It's like a stone building that has dinner and breakfast. And it's just like a tradition in the White Mountains. These huts are kind of cool. This is one of the cheaper ones. And if you join the Appalachian Mountain Club, you get like a discount. So I did that. So I'm going to stay there tonight. And then I'm going to try to catch Littlefoot and the 2 hippie girls. So I'll see how it goes. I have a special text thing that I could text. I can get a forecast of the weather sent to me by text for Mount Washington, so I'm keeping an eye on that. But today was kind of a tough climb, but I kind of like the hand over hand climbing. It's kind of fun. And I find that if I feel like I'm having a tough time, I just kind of slow down a little bit, take a deep breath, and then it gets easier. And then when I'm feeling better, I just naturally speed up without having to push myself. But look at this. Look at this view. Look at this New Hampshire wilderness. This is just breathtaking. Kind of like in New Hampshire. It's a little, I feel like the woods is a little different than Maine. It's a little higher elevation so far, and it's a little bit prettier and more delicate somehow. It's hard to describe, but the mountains are a little taller, more dramatic. The trail is in a little bit better shape. It's not as many roots and blowdowns cutting across the trail. It's actually been pretty good. So I'm going to enjoy New Hampshire and just kind of take my time and relax. I'm seeing a lot of Nobo hikers that are getting a little, not the ones last night, but other ones I've seen, are getting a little frustrated with the topography because they get really goal oriented towards the end of their hike. They kind of want to get it done. They've been in the woods for 3 or 4 months, and they kind of want to push through New Hampshire and Maine, and they just find they can't do it because the pace they were at before, doing 20-mile days, hiking like 3 miles an hour, you just can't really do in this type of terrain. So I already know what it's going to be like, so I'm just kind of trying to take my time and enjoy it. But one thing I do that I'm kind of happy with myself about is I say, okay, today I'm going to do 12 miles, and then I do 12 miles, or I say, okay, today I'm going to do a smaller 10. Maybe today I'll do a 19. And it's a good feeling when I reach my goal at night. And so I kind of starting to have a idea of what I can expect from myself from my past through hikes. I really feel like everything the trail's thrown at me so far, I've been able to handle. I get a little owies once in a while, but nothing really serious. Nothing I would really call an injury. But if I tweak my knee or something like that, if I just slow down a little bit, take a little extra rest, it kind of works itself out. But one thing I am going to start doing is stretching in the morning, because my hamstrings are getting really tight and it's making my lower back hurt. So I'm going to have to make a point of doing stretching exercises. But today should be a fun day. It's a fairly short hike, and then I'm going to be in the hut, which will be cool.